Okay, y'all, so this video was so hard to try to get done because somebody was being fussy, but I wanted to introduce you guys to there she goes, hold on, introduce you guys to Marlia. Oh, look, mama, look. Okay, so today is most definitely going to be my, sorry mama, today is most definitely going to be my labor and delivery story. I know I am late. Marlia is actually a week old today. Well, not today. She'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, which will be, what is today? Today is the 3rd. So on the 4th, she will make 2 weeks old. And look, mama, she looks so light, y'all. But she's gaining her color, I promise you. Can you say hey? Let's see. Say hey, mama. Say hey. Uh-oh. So my labor started. I wish you guys can see her. It's so cute. She's just looking at the camera. Okay, you guys. So my labor started Monday, December the 20th. And I was picking up my sister from the airport. She had just got in town from Seattle, and me and her dad was going to pick up was going to go and pick up my sister. So while in the car on my way to the airport, sorry. Okay, mama. Okay, so on my way to the airport, I was having contractions in the car like the whole ride. It was maybe like a 20-minute ride, and I was like, I'm having contractions or whatever. So after we picked her up or whatever, we went to Chick-fil-A and we ate at Chick-fil-A, and my contractions got really, really intense. So that was maybe like around 10 o'clock, maybe 9, 10 o'clock that day. So my contractions got really, really bad that day. So went home, laid down, took some Tylenol. She's just chilling, y'all, look. Took some Tylenol and lay down. So later on that night, my contractions got super worse. So this is going on, yeah, so this, wait, the 20, was it the 20th? Y'all, my brain is everywhere. Let me try to get some dates correct for y'all. So she was, yeah. Let me see. No, I'm sorry. So it was Monday the 19th. Monday the 19th is when the contractions started. So later on that morning, the 20th, Tuesday the 20th, my contractions were really, really intense, and I could not take it anymore. I took a hot shower, and I took a hot shower. It didn't work. Took my Tylenol as usual, and that didn't work. So at this point, I was like, maybe it's time to go to the hospital. So I went, So I went to the hospital, and I let them know I was 41 weeks exactly when I went to the hospital. So I was 41 weeks, and you know, they took me in, they did the stress test, put baby on a monitor, put me on a monitor, you know, monitor my contractions or whatnot. So, you know, they were like, well, you know, your contractions aren't that close together. You tired? They were like, your contractions are not that close together. You know, your water haven't broke, and I was only 2 centimeters dilated. So I'm like, oh my God. So at this point, they're like, we're just going to give you some medicine to go home with. So they gave me this shot in like my butt. And then they gave me these pills. So later on that day, it was maybe like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Went home, got something to eat, went to Wendy's exactly, got something to eat, ate some more pineapples or whatnot, and I was upset because they sent me home. So at this point, I'm like, okay, the medicine they gave me was strong for maybe like an hour and a half. And around 3, 4 o'clock, y'all, them contractions were hitting my behind. Like, I was screaming, I was crying, I was calling my mom, I was calling her dad. I'm like, you have to come. I'm going back to the hospital. I cannot take it. Like, the contractions were back to back to back to back. So this is Tuesday the 20th, and it's around 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So I'm like, maybe I should take a hot shower again, because I didn't want to go back to the hospital and they sent me home. So I was like, I'm going back to the hospital. Well, I took a hot shower, took my Tylenol. Nothing was helping at this point. I'm screaming, I'm crying. I know, like, literally felt like she was about to come out. So it was so much pressure. I was running back and forth to the bathroom because it really did feel like I had to push. So, I waited it out because I honestly did not want to go back to the hospital. But after watching some labor and delivery stories, I know one YouTuber was like, if you know your body and it feels like, you are in labor, go. Like, don't hesitate what the hospital tell you. So I went back to the hospital, fast forward, after I took the shower and realized nothing was helping. I went back to the hospital. And so I'm screaming, I'm crying. I'm like, y'all gotta give me some medicine. I'm yelling, like, y'all, like, I was in so much pain. So got to the hospital, put me back on the monitors or whatnot. So at this point, they were like, okay, well, do you want an epidural? I'm like, hell to the motherfucking yes, I want an epidural. Like, I was hurting so bad. So they was like, okay, well, your midwife is going to come in and we're going to get this epidural started. This is maybe around 9, 10 o'clock at this point. So I was in so much pain. So they got me into the room, the labor room, started my epidural, y'all. Let me tell y'all, I honestly, y'all remember my question and answer video and said I wanted to try a natural birth? Y'all, I don't see how people do it because, yeah, them contractions were like horrible. Okay, so got my epidural, y'all. The epidural was so weird how like my whole body was numb from my waist down. So I got the epidural. Everything was great. I felt wonderful. Your mama. I felt wonderful. So maybe like an hour or two after I got my epidural, they broke my water. So once they broke my water, they was like, we'll come back maybe like 4 hours and 4 hours and we'll check and see, have you dilated any? And they started the Pitocin. They started the Pitocin to help me, dilate a little bit faster. And maybe around 12 o'clock that night, I was maybe 5 to 6 centimeters dilated. So the process was going faster. Blah, 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 blah. Fast forward to 8 o'clock in the 21st. I started my practice pushes. At this point, I was already 10 centimeters dilated, and I started my practice pushes. So, started my practice pushes, and that turned out horrible. The nurse was like, you have to push harder. If not, we're going to have to do a C-section. And when I heard... So fast forward to 8 o'clock, I started my practice pushes, and she was like, if you don't push a little bit harder, you're going to need a C-section. So at this point, I'm like, I do not want a C-section. I have to get this baby out. So 8:30, we start pushing. Y'all, when I say pushing was the hardest thing, pushing was so hard. Like, I would feel like I was pushing my life out of me. Literally, like, pushing, and her dad was there. He helped me through the whole process, y'all. I'm not sure how the hell I would have made it if he wasn't helping me, because when I was, it was just like the worst thing ever. And I pretty much felt her come out. So 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm still pushing. 9:15, she was out. And she actually got stuck, you guys. Like, her shoulders are so broad, they literally had to pull her out of me. So they pulled her out, and at 9:15, she was born. Look at her. You gonna say hey? Or you gonna be fussy? You be fussy? yeah, so at exactly 9:15 she was born, and she weighed 8 pounds and 13 ounces. And yeah, and she is here, y'all. That was like the fastest labor story ever. Like, I didn't even expect it to happen like that. But I was 40 weeks and 1 day when she was born. And there she goes, my baby. And if you guys don't know her name is Marlia. Look, she's just up. So I'm sorry this video was out late, but I'm still trying to get adjusted to motherhood and, you know, dealing with not just me anymore, it's someone else. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, leave it down below. And can you say bye, mama? Oh, she is knocked out. She is knocked out. Look, y'all. And we'll see you guys in our next video.